Yeah.
Dr. Paul here. We have an ear that apparently is quite swollen and red, and we're gonna go see what's going on. Let's take a look. Hi, how you doing? Quinn, what happened to your ear? You think you might have rubbed on a plant or maybe had a bug bite?
I don't know. Either one.
Hard to say?
Yeah.
Okay. And this was yesterday that you were in
Yeah.
the woods? Okay. And was your ear that swollen like that last night
Well,
before you went to bed?
it was purple.
They came running back in the house, and like
They're like, ow.
They got
Oh, like something happened right away?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
They got
so-
hit by something.
So it was like a sting.
Yeah.
It's sounding more like
Yeah.
an insect bite, isn't it?
It does.
Yeah. Well, let me get my flashlight. We'll take a close look. It's quite red. In fact, you can get closer to take a look at that. And I want you to see behind the ear as well. We've got redness and swelling all the way back there, around to the front, almost up to there. And the whole earlobe is definitely red and swollen. How painful is that? Is that hurting? Go ahead and keep filming that.
It feels weird.
It feels weird?
Yeah.
All right, say Good job. All right. Well, I mean, you can definitely feel that this is tense. One of the things for people on YouTube, when you have tissue under pressure, if you notice when I push, does that hurt when I push?
No.
Not too bad. It turns white and then it pinks right back up. So that's good. That means there's enough blood flow. If it gets too tense, it can lose circulation.
Oh, okay.
And that we don't want that. So that's something you're going to be watching for. So one of the concerns I have when I look at this is, the amount of swelling, redness, heat. You can get that. That's called inflammation, and you can get that with an infection, or in this case, a bite could do it with a large local reaction. Have you had any cough?
No.
No? Okay. Have you had any trouble swallowing? Did you eat breakfast today?
Yeah.
You did? You noticed any trouble with swallowing?
No.
No. We have a large local allergic reaction
Okay.
or a slight possibility that it's infected. I do worry about the amount of tissue swelling around there.
Right.
So we're going to put a little mark, I think. Is it all right if I put a few marks on you? Is that okay? Okay. These will wash off. They're just little pen marks. I'm trying to kind of get an idea of how far out your redness and swelling is. Because then if it's continuing to spread,
Right.
I really worry about a progression of the infection.
Yeah.
If it were an infection. That's a good view of what's happening with the amount of swelling. You can just kind of see, you can get a view, let's see, yeah, and then also take a view from behind of his head. Yeah, kind of get an idea of how swollen that is. You can really see it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you a medicine that helps get rid of the swelling. Something called prednisone, okay? Are you good at taking medicine?
Yeah.
Are you? How about if it tastes really bad? You think you could do it?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna get some really bad tasting medicine, but it's gonna help your ear a lot, okay?
Okay.
And then not only will you have a famous ear, but you're gonna have a famous showing people how to take yucky medicine. So you're gonna be like a 2-time superstar on YouTube. What do you think? All right, let me go grab that. This is prednisolone, and you just drink it, okay? All right, chug it out, just chug it down, swallow. How was it? Is it horrible?
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad?
Not that bad at all.
High five, all right. All right, thank you so much. You did a great job. I might be seeing you again this afternoon, okay, if it's not getting a lot better. Okay?
Okay.
That makes sense? You've been very brave. Thank you so much. We're going to go do a quick follow-up on the ear that we saw just earlier today. Okay, thank you so much for coming back. This is my son Noah. He's got the big camera. It's kind of allows us to get a really better picture. You look worried. Don't worry. It's just a camera. So one of the things I wanted him to get a look here. I put marks right here, and I don't know, you saw those marks?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I put marks here. There was redness that was about this intense out to here. There's these marks, and it's really gone down. So that's a huge improvement. And look over at Mom and Dad. And on the back here, we've got redness, but the marks were, where are my marks? I don't see them now.
I think he's been rubbing.
You've been rubbing them. You rubbed off my marks on the back, but they were, I think they were a little further out. Definitely looking better. And we'll have film to look at but I can tell that's better. It's so serious this time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write you for ongoing prednisone. We're gonna do that for 3 to 5 days. So as long as this continues to get slowly better, we're good.
Yeah.
Treating it as a insect bite, I suspect. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and give you an EpiPen order as well.
Okay.
So that it, you know, if you've had a bad reaction, this was a pretty large local reaction.
Yeah.
If you get stung again, it can be even worse.
Okay.
And so,
From any insect?
the same insect. You know, we don't know what stung him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I'm guessing because his friend was stung at the same time, that it was some, you know, bee or wasp. If I had to guess. All right. Well, good job. Thank you so much for coming back. As long as you get better, we're done. Don't do it. Don't smile. All right. You did a good job today. I'm so proud of you. Thanks for coming back.
Yeah.
All right. So what we just saw was one of the most inflamed ears I've seen in a long time. And at first when I got the history, it wasn't clear that it was a bite, so it could have been a serious cellulitis, which is a tissue infection. But as I talked to him more, I got this story that sounds more like a bite. I still was nervous. What if this was a tissue infection and I wasn't treating it? So I brought this young man back several hours after I saw him earlier this morning, and clearly it's getting better. Even though it looks horrible still, he's getting better, and all we've done is given him Claritin, which is loratadine, and some prednisone, a steroid. So if it's going to get better with antihistamines and steroids, you know it's just an inflammatory reaction to most likely a bite. Since the story was more fitting, we're going to keep close eye on this young man. If he develops fever or it starts getting a lot worse, we're certainly going to reconsider our diagnosis. But I think we've got ourselves a large local reaction to an insect bite, probably a bee or a wasp. And I gave him an EpiPen just because if this was in his neighborhood and if he gets bit again, any subsequent bite when you've had a large local reaction could become a systemic reaction. So just playing it safe. He's got an EpiPen he can use if he gets a bad reaction. If you ever use an EpiPen, folks, if you're watching, get yourself to an urgent care or emergency room, because when the epinephrine wears off, the huge reaction might still be there. Usually you won't need it. I was mentioning to this family I've given a lot of EpiPens in my career. I don't think anybody's ever needed it, knock on wood. So that's just a precautionary thing. Thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Paul.